I'm cutting through this membrane. If you can remember, I said we were going to cover this knee wall with the backer board rather than use the mortar bed method. This membrane is called Noble Seal, TS, and what it is, it's a 30 mil thick piece of chlorinated polyethylene, and on each side of it there has been bonded polyester fibers. Now the polyester fibers give the material some tooth so it can be bonded to a substrate, and then tile can be bonded on top of it. Now you can see that I have some lines here. What I've done is I've laid out this wall on the piece of Noble Seal, and the very first thing I want to do to make it easier to install it is to pre-crease it. Once all the creases have been made and the backer board cut to fit, I can begin to spread the thin set. Later on I'll get to the details of spreading and combing thin set, but right now I'd like to direct your attention to the top and the face of the pony wall that I've built out with some wood. I'll bring those to their finished sizes with mortar later. Thin set here to bond the backer board is just an option. It really only needs screws or roofing nails. I'm using it here to stiffen the pony wall. Once the drywall is covered, I use the notched end of the trowel to comb out the thin set to a uniform thickness. The type of backer board I'm using here is a 3-layer composition. The central core is made of sand, cement, and styrofoam beads, while the 2 outer layers are made of fiberglass reinforcing mesh. In essence, it's a pre-floated, double reinforced mortar bed. Laminating the backer board here is simply a matter of bedding the board into the thin set, shifting it into its position, and using shims if they're needed, and then finally securing it with drywall screws. I shoot the screws in about every 6 to 8 inches over the studs. And the layer of thin set for the membrane is identical to the one I used for the backer board. This space between the backer board and the tub is roomy enough to allow the membrane to be tucked into, and the butyl will seal it to the tub. Where the membrane will meet the 15-pound felt paper, I'll use butyl again to create a positive seal. Here's where pre-folding pays off. I could use a roller, but I'm more comfortable using a short straight edge for flattening the membrane against the wall and to squeeze out the air bubbles. If you're going to have trouble with a moisture membrane, it'll usually be around the edges. Here you get a good idea of how 2 waterproofing membranes are seamed together. The important thing is that the caulk I'm using is compatible with both materials. Now that the backsplash has been waterproofed with tar paper, I'm going to take care of a common leaking problem, and that is at a 3-way juncture. The first thing I do is cover the area with butyl caulk, and then I use an accessory piece from Noble Seal called a dam corner. It was developed for use on shower curbs, but it's useful here on top of pony walls. And as well, you can see the one on the left, which is sealing off the window jamb. Another little bit of caulk will seam that up tightly, and I merely have to flatten it in place. Not too glamorous at this point, but a waterproof membrane like this can make the difference between a tile job that lasts and one that doesn't.